Okay, and we are live a couple of hours earlier than usual, but I want to talk about a topic today which has really surprised me going over the numbers. And we talked about this last year as well. So if you thought last year was bad with this particular topic and numbers, then you haven't seen anything yet, because it's absolutely unreal what I've just been going through today. So let's just throw this on screen. And I want to go straight into the shared screen here. So it'll just be a short stream today. So let's go straight over here then. Just quickly, as always at the start of the video, I've just released module 5 and 6 as well of the new program. So if you are in the program, that is been released today. So that completes the first part, which is the context part of the program. So if you look in the course, you'll find that. And then we go on to the understanding and then execution. So understanding is the flow system. Then we go into all of the other models. So just to get that out the way, so we are up to module 6 now. Okay, so this is what I want to begin with then, and then we're going to go through all of this and you'll start to see the pattern, which is quite unbelievable. So this is out of the FT. Unilever is to slash a third of what kind of jobs? Office jobs. We have talked about this. Do you remember how, I know this happens a lot with me, but do you remember how I made these forecasts 2 years ago now? I started it on the walk and talk. And some of the comments, people thought I was nuts. They thought I was just living in an alternate reality when I said it isn't going to be blue-collar jobs this time that gets hit. It's going to be white-collar jobs. And I outlined all the reasons why, but one of them was around AI taking jobs. People thought I was crazy. No, it's never happened before with white-collar jobs. It's not going to happen again. Let me just show you what is happening. This is all office jobs. This is a third of office jobs in Europe. And it's because the shareholders are trying to boost growth. Everyone is chasing growth. So they plan to cut a third of all office roles in Europe by the end of next year, as the company's new chief executive forges ahead with his plan to boost growth at the struggling consumer foods giant. I wouldn't necessarily say it's struggling, but it's an absolute huge monster of a company. So they're going to cut as many as 3,200 roles by next year. Now that might not sound like a lot. I know it doesn't. But when we go through all of the different companies that are doing this at the same time, they're doing a third, another company's doing 50%, you start to realize where this is going. And this is why I keep saying, I know I keep drumming on about this, I get it, but I keep saying you need to start thinking about this. You need to start thinking about your income and your job and what you're doing, because these jobs are getting wiped out at such a rapid rate. And you think I started making that training program a year ago. It's taken me a year to get it where it is. What you're seeing when I say each week is a new module being released, that's just from the editing and some aspects of recording. I've already created all of this. It took me a year to create. And I talked about all the AI and what it was going to do. People didn't listen, and now people are starting to realize and waking up. Every day I get emails or comments, I see the comments, people saying, I've just lost my job to AI or a robot, or we're being displaced in our job and this is coming in. Every day it's getting worse and worse, and people still aren't taking this seriously. So this isn't just those jobs, by the way. This is still Unilever. They're slashing as many as 7,500 jobs globally. And this is, look at this. Hellmann's Mayonnaise Dove Soap employs 10 to 11,000 office-based staff in Europe. 10 to 11,000 here. The expected net impact in roles in Europe between now and the end of 2025 is in the range of 3 to 3,200 roles. This was their chief HR officer, human resources officer, during the video call. And this just proves to you, when you hear this, that these companies really don't care about you. The cuts would apply primarily to office-based roles and would not include factory roles until later on. Okay, but listen to this. So someone was saying on the call where they were being laid off, This isn't good. I'm honestly so disappointed that if this is the view for employees, how is that acceptable? So what do they respond with? Instead of wasting it in anxious thoughts, let's put our great energy in serving our customers and consumers and really making this business great. That is what is in our control. No, they don't care about the customers. They only care that the customers pay money. You always hear how these companies care about the employees. It's all about the employees. Oh, we love the employees. Oh, no, we've got this AI. It's going to displace the employees, make loads of cost savings, get rid of all the office workers. And then when people say, but I've served you for X amount of years, I've been loyal. Don't be so negative. Put your energy into positive things like serving the customer, because it's all about the money. And I'm really drumming this in at the moment over the last week or so, because I want to, repetition, you start to understand and see the patterns, because it is so crucial that you understand all of this. They're going to cut 7,500 jobs globally. And one other thing I wanted to share, and look what happened. So the share price rallied since it announced the restructuring. So this is what the shareholders want. But look who else. This is out of BBC just today. Carpetright is to close with 1,800 jobs at risk. Well, to collapse, they said, with all these jobs at risk. 272 stores. They're going to remain open for now. They're looking for a buyer. But remember last year, it had to close 81 of its stores. And this was after losses of £70 million. Who else? This just keeps going, by the way. Dyson is to cut 1,000 UK jobs following a global workforce review. Now, how many does it employ? 3,500. So again, they're cutting about 30% of the workforce. Again, this goes on and on and on. UiPath, which is the robotics software company, is the best way to describe them. They're laying off 10% of the workforce in a restructuring. So this is about to take place. But then when you look at the Business Insider article, this talks about, and again, we're going to summarize here because we haven't got time to go over all of it, a slew of companies across the tech, media, finance, and retail industry made significant cuts to staff in 2023. Okay, so we know this, we covered it in videos. It was absolutely groundbreaking, the amount of cuts they made. I was even shocked by it. I didn't expect that. Now they're saying nearly 40% of business leaders surveyed think layoffs are likely at their companies. This is again, even now, again, another 40%. And about half say their companies will implement a hiring freeze. Does this say to you growth, or does this say stagnation? And they also said over half of those surveyed had concerns about a recession. It's not just that, it's that they want to replace them. They're never going to say we want to replace them with a robot. Another major factor is AI. Here it is. Around 4 in 10 respondents said they'll conduct layoffs as they replace workers with AI. Dropbox, Google, IBM have already announced job cuts related to AI. Look, this goes on forever because we haven't got time to cover all of this, but Nike, we've got Google, and it's huge numbers. Discord, Citigroup. I wanted to actually mention Citigroup. I think I've got an article on this because this is the worst one. 20,000 members of its staff, and they're going to be replacing a lot of this with AI. 20,000. We've got Amazon-owned Twitch. BlackRock is cutting staff. Rent the Runway. Unity, 25% of its workforce. eBay, 1,000 jobs. Microsoft, another 1,900 jobs. Remember, they've already cut a lot. Salesforce, 700. Honestly, look how long this article is. Hold on. Look how long this is. It goes on forever. Have a look for yourself if you want to see this. I'm really trying to get this across to all of you. This, again, goes on forever as well. This is a summary here of all. I know some of you are going to say, oh, the scroll, it's killing my eyes. Look at this. It goes on forever. These are all the companies making cuts right now. This article is just unbelievable. AI will shrink workforces within 5 years. Again, we have this article that's just come out. Goldman Sachs has just said 300 million full-time jobs could be lost, and that's in line with what the OpenAI CEO said. But it's not just here. Look at Canada as well. Canada has just announced theirs. And look at this, ready? This is 2024, January. That was January. February, March, April. This is globally, ladies and gents. CNN, who we don't like, cutting 100 jobs as well. Burberry is cutting jobs. Citigroup, they already shed 8,000 jobs just in Q2. 8,000 jobs in one single quarter. Apple dropping their jobs, because of everything as well. Ladies and gents, this is really, really serious business that's going on. So honestly, I've said it a lot, but again, not just about my training program. It's not just about that. It's also, I want you to just start thinking about what you can do. Start looking and thinking about your job and your role and your income. Is it secure? Should I start thinking about using my skill set? And believe me, you do have skill set, even if you think you don't, to do something else. Can I do something, a side hustle now? Can I start building a business idea? Can I start generating income in other ways? I was in the same position many, many years ago when I had to make this leap because as you know, I can see quite far into the future. So I'm always looking in the future. And I knew I had to make the leap a long time ago because, and I just covered this in Module 5 as well, it's almost impossible in Western countries to get ahead unless you have doing a 9-to-5 job. Even someone, so I put it in the program, you'll see it. Even someone said, oh, well, I'm a certain engineer and I earn 150,000 a year. I did that as an example to show once all the taxes and healthcare and in UK you've got national insurance, then you've got about 30 different taxes. It doesn't make any difference. You've got to break out of the system and do things on your own terms. Otherwise, it's almost impossible to get ahead. So I wanted to bring that information to you today. I wanted to show you what's happening with jobs and that this is being hidden, and they're even fudging the unemployment numbers now. Unemployment's rising, but it's rising at double the speed of what they're saying, and they're trying to say everything's fine. It's not fine. This is coming, the wave is coming, and again, just make sure you're protected against it. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. God bless. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you again on Monday. Bye for now.